Yeah, you thought the thumbnail was just gonna be metaphorical? Special effects budget for the win! Today I'm talking about Green Life Energy, a renewable energy giant in the making that plans to run their whole ecosystem on their own token, GLE. I get sponsorship emails from projects and companies literally every day that either look pretty scammy or are just so unrelated to my channel that I don't even bother replying to say no. But when these guys reached out, I spent like a whole day digging through everything and I think I'm into it. First, their whole staff is listed by name on their website with their pictures and even their LinkedIn profiles, so you can go creep on their social medias and like see where they brought their wife for their anniversary or whatever. And the CEO isn't some Chinese millionaire. He isn't some super famous YouTuber turned boxer turned NFT salesman. No, he's some Scottish bloke who spent the last 7 years working in green energy. Sorry, my only Scottish accent is Mike Myers' Shrek. I'm not very good at it. Is the guy even Scottish? I think he's Scottish. John Wood has been a forestry and arboricultural contractor for the last 15 years. He's been in biomass energy for the last half of that. I got their marketing guy, Brian Green, on the phone and talked to him a bit about the highlights of their thing. For starters, they aim to fully be a utility company, as in actually produce electricity and then sell that electricity. All of it being from some renewable source or another. So this isn't just like a green themed token that's gonna sell NFTs that make you feel good. If they're successful, they'll actually have something that generates money. What a novelty. The point of the token is to be the payment system for the customer of said electrical production. They're developing a wallet app that, according to their roadmap, should be out later this year, where customers of their electricity will be able to pay their bills using the GLE tokens, and also use it to send and receive GLE and other Binance Smart Chain compatible Nintendo money to people they know like any other wallet. Evidently, they're working to have their app integrated with all things electric, like car charging ports and electric bike and scooter rentals. Huge if true. GLE is on the Binance Smart Chain, which means pennies for transaction gas fees. Love that. For now, you can obtain it through PancakeSwap or by buying it on Flues.trade, whatever that is. In both cases, you'll be best off using BNB or WBNB to get your hands on it. I swapped in through PancakeSwap. Super easy, just make sure you crank up that slippage so it actually goes through. Gas fees were like 4 cents. Green Life Energy's plans aren't just hopeful either. They very recently signed a partnership agreement with a biogas company called Pales and its umbrella company called Mundius over in Turkey. It's a $200 million deal over 2 years. They are investing $200 million into building biomass and biogas operations, one of which is already running. Here's John Wood with the Mundius guy over in Turkey.
Hey guys, we're here at the first project of many, and we're gonna have a little look about right now, and Birkin's gonna talk us through everything.
John, this is Tire Biogas plant.
Yep.
We're located in Izmir. This is the waste reception, so everything starts over here.
Yeah.
The truck, the tankers, with the liquids and feedstocks are coming here first. We're weighing them, of course.
Okay.
I mean, we're getting how much material is coming, and then they're unloading their load to the first reception pit. In this waste reception pit, we are separating the sand, stones, and the other impurities which are sedimenting or floating, and then pumping it to the secondary tank.
And with Mundius, they're setting up what they're calling the Green Life Foundation in Switzerland. It's a nonprofit where holders can stake GLE and earn some percentage of the profit from the actual power plant selling electricity, as well as the carbon credits that it'll create. A carbon credit is a system for offsetting the amount of carbon a company puts into the world. So, for instance, if America needs a grand total of 3.9 trillion kilowatt hours of electricity for an entire year, and let's say a trucking company wants to consider themselves net zero carbon, but each of their trucks put out 223 tons of carbon per year. That's a real number for a semi-truck. They can buy 223 carbon credits. One carbon credit is equal to 1 ton of carbon released into the air, which means they're funding enough wind turbine or solar power build out to make up for what they're pumping into the atmosphere every year. Because those solar farms and wind turbines will mean less coal-fired electricity is used overall by Americans, to the tune of about 223 tons of carbon, as long as everybody did their math right. This is not a new system. The carbon credits have been around for a long time. This is just a new way to package and buy and sell those carbon credits. So I look back through the price of carbon credits and they are pretty much always going up over time. GLE is building out a carbon credit NFT marketplace, which will give us investors a whole new thing to gamble on. I mean, a whole new thing to invest in. So through their platform, you'll be able to buy up carbon credits as NFTs, sit on them for a bit, and then sell them to companies that need the carbon credits to do their dirty business at an almost always higher price. What a good idea. They are hard at work with the powers that be to integrate carbon credits into smart contracts, NFTs, that can be bought and used to offset your big business's dirty habits. That's another thing that these $200 million worth of green projects are going to create, their own carbon credits. When you have a mammoth biogas plant in Turkey, or when you have any sort of large-scale renewable energy facility, you are awarded carbon credits that you can sell to like a shipping company that runs on diesel so that your greenness can offset their sootness. I'm really oversimplifying this. In this new marketplace that doesn't exist yet, investors can stake GLE tokens and be paid rewards from the profits generated from these same carbon credits. That's more real revenue into the system, rather than just relying on more and more users all the time to pump up the numbers. Currently, apparently, the process of buying and selling carbon credits is just really slow. It's full of long steps and approval processes, and it's just a bugbear. But by wrapping them up as NFTs, as long as this process is legitimized by whatever governmental force oversees this kind of thing, it'll be basically just like when you buy some cartoon thing and have it sent to your wallet, except this credit will have an actual use, especially if you're a dirty company, or if you're just a speculator. They make specific notes on page 12 and page 20 of their white paper to talk about targeting crypto miners as customers for their green energy build-out. They're planning to plop down wind and biomass and solar projects all over the world, and since things like Bitcoin mining are only going to use more and more power going forward, if the Green Life Foundation can create the power cheaply enough and do transactions to pay for everything in crypto, well, they might have a pretty big automatic customer base. As a Bitcoin miner myself, to the tune of 0.7 petahash, I'd much prefer to be mining with power created with no emissions if I had the choice. Fun fact, we've actually hit the point where creating renewable energy is cheaper than creating energy from coal or oil or nuclear. So that adds a row of teeth to the survivability of this crypto shark. There is a 4% token buy tax and a 4% token sell tax that goes back into the liquidity pool and into development for future projects. As for the token itself, today it sits at just under 4 cents. Looking back over the last month, considering how bad everything is doing, it's actually hanging on pretty well. They have a market cap of just $6.2 million today, and there are just under 4,000 holders of GLE. They've completed everything on phase 1 of their roadmap and are moving into phase 2 out of 5, so it's still pretty early in their whole thing. The token for this project was previously called GNL, and that caused some controversy when they switched over to GLE. Apparently not everyone heard about it when they switched over, and then I saw some videos that called this project a rug pull or a scam when the GNL token price basically fell off the cliffs of insanity. Upon the initial switch over to GLE, there was a run up to 10 cents over the course of a few days, and now it's finding its footing while the rest of the stock market and the crypto markets go nuts. Bitcoin and Ethereum took another crazy 10% downturn yesterday out of nowhere. No one can deny that the green energy sector is growing, and fast. Most of the things that I talked about in this video are the future plans for this company. For right now, what you can do is buy or swap into the token and just be really early. If these guys can find success in the plans that they have, there's never going to be a better time to buy in. Before they have the marketplace, before they have the app, and just as they've closed a really big deal and actually have started to dig into the ground to build their power facilities. I'm going to continue to update the progress of this project as they move through their roadmap and hopefully become a substantial part of the inevitable greenification of our world's power systems. I'm adding a section to my Discord for discussion about GLE, link in the description. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can make the number on this little box bigger. Once this says 20,000, I'll give away an L3 Plus ASIC miner to one of my subscribers. That's one of the milestones where advertisers start to take me more seriously. I have links in the description where you can see the chart, the pancake swap pair, their website, Telegram, Discord, and Twitter accounts, so you can do all of your own research before making the decision to jump on this train with me. Of course, though, just like any cryptocurrency or any investing at all, some unforeseen force or failure could end up standing in their way, so don't invest money that you can't afford to lose.